Welcome back to the AB Scale Project. I'm Krager. This is Alpha Bravo. And in this episode, we're looking at the other Decepticon jets that I'm calling the Almost Seekers. We're going to start with a few subgroups and then move into some one-offs. First off, we'll look at the Predators. Falcon, Skydive, Snare, and Talon only have G1 molds. I've got Talon here so you can see how they measure up. Quake was a different story. I've got Junker Machine Wars Starscream here for G1, Energon Deluxe Starscream for his BotCon recolor, and Prime Dreadwin in for the Prime incarnation. Normally, I'd remove G1 for playability, but in IDW, he used this body. The other two were only used in their respective continuities. So, for comic accuracy, G1 wins. There was no G1 appearance, but if it were to pick one for playability, I'd say the Prime is better for playability. So the winner is G1 for IDW appearance and Prime for playability. Just because I've covered the other Predators, I figured I'd go ahead and throw in Stalker to close out the subgroup. Machine Wars Soundwave is standing in since he's a recolor of the G1 Stalker. The only choice is G1, but a good choice for a custom mold, I think, would be the Earthrise Double Dealer here. Next group we'll look at are the Cyberjets. They were a mixed Autobot and Decepticon group. Most of the Autobots were reused names of bots that had better molds, and the rest were recolors of Decepticons. So we're left with the Decepticons and a few Autobot recolors. For all of these, Cyberjet Strafe here will stand in for the G2 versions. For Hooligan, Delta Seeker, R-Blade, X-Gunner, and BotCon's Jet Ricochet, they only have the G2 molds. Skyjack got his G2, a Universe that was a recolor of Universe Silverbolt here, and a RID 2015 combiner. The RID 2015 is out for playability. For IDW appearance, they use the G2 mold. Since these are still pretty decently articulated, I'm going to go ahead and remove the Universe. So the winner is the G2 mold, an oldie but a goodie. Space Case has his G2 and the Dark of the Moon recolor of Terrordive here. I couldn't find a good picture of his appearance in IDW, so I can't really eliminate for that, but just betting on the fact that all the other Cyberjets had their G2 bodies, that the G2 is probably the most comic accurate. Although the Terrordive mold here is a really fun and interesting mold. The last Cyberjet will be Autobot Windshear with 2 E's. He had a Universe that was a Cyberjet Hooligan reuse, and a RID 2001 that was the same mold family as Machine Wars Thundercracker here. Between the two, I like the Cyberjet a little better. Next we're going to look at the Sky Scorcher. Windrazor, Eagle Eye, and Afterburner only got their original G2 mold. The last member, Terrordive, got a G2 that Windrazor is standing in for, an Energon that Sky Shadow is standing in for, and the live action. Between the three, the G2 was the closest appearance in IDW. I think that's supposed to be him anyway. So G2 wins for IDW appearance. Now that we've gone over the subgroups, we'll look at some of the unsubgroup aligned Decepticon jets. First up is Overcast. He didn't really get an appearance in G1 media, but he did get a couple molds, the Energon and the movie mold. Between the two, the Energon is more G1-ish, so it's the winner. Next up is Fear Swoop. He got a G1 and a movie that's a recolor of Overcast. For IDW appearance, the movie is out, so the winner is G1. Now we're getting dangerous with Darkwing, not Duck. He got some comic appearances, and a recolor of his G1 mold was used for Hydra in the Super God Master Force series. Anyway, he got a G1, Power of the Primes, and the Universe Silverbolt is standing in for the Universe recolor's slight remold. The G1 is out for playability. We're left with the Universe and the Power of the Primes. By the Japanese scale chart, he should be a Voyager. So we got a too tall and a too short. So I have to come up with another elimination method. I'm going to say to preserve the Dreadwing combining gimmick, the Power of the Prime wins. So the winner is the Power of the Primes. You can customize them for a Hydra update, but otherwise you're going to have to dig up the original Japanese toy for the Godmaster. In the same boat with Darkwing was his partner Dreadwin, who was recolored for Buster in Japan. For the toys, G1 and Darkwing is standing in for the height of G1 Dreadwin. Universe Treadbolt is in for the BotCon recolor. And then for playability, we're going to remove G1. IDW and G1 appearance are pretty much the same. So for IDW appearance, the timelines and the RID are out. We could wish he was taller, but the Power of the Primes wins. They even brought back the Dreadwing combined mode for the G1-y goodness. Again, you can repaint the Power of the Primes for Buster, or try to find the original G1 for him. Finally, we're looking at the character Dreadwing. He was generally a muscle henchman for most of his appearances in G2 and IDW comics. Our recolor remold stand-ins are RID 2001 Dreadwin for G2, T30 Megatron for Thrilling 30, Overcast for the live action, and our height stand-in is Lockdown for the Tokyo Toy Show exclusive. For G2 IDW appearance, we can remove the Primes, the Energon, the live action, and the Tokyo Toy Show. So we're left with the G2 and the Thrilling 30. They were both used in IDW, so technically either one would work. Personally, I like the G2 better for muscle henchman size, but that's just me. Also, as getting a bonus for the G2, you also get the best jet smokescreen as well, and the most IDW accurate. That the RID 2001 Smoke Jumper is a recolor of. Thanks for joining us today on the AB Scale Project. If there's a character you'd like to see, put your request in the comments below. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see y'all later.